Welcome to another In Wheel Time podcast, a 30-minute mini version of the In Wheel Time car show that airs live every Saturday morning, 8 to 11 a.m. Central. Celebrating 10 years of award-winning car talk, it's In Wheel Time. Coming up, we talk to the vice president of the Houston Auto Show, and if she's not, we just made her that, RoShelle Salinas, who will have some exciting news for us. Jeff is going to review our pre-owned car of the week, the 2018 Mini Cooper. We'll have a look at some of the upcoming racing events you might be interested in, plus Conrad's Car Clinic and the stories making auto news headlines. That and more just ahead on today's In Wheel Time car show for Saturday, March 13th. 2021. Howdy. Along with Mike out of This World Mars, King Conrad DeLong, Jeff Dziekan in the corner, Don Armstrong here. So glad you could join us today. Let's just get right to it, shall we? RoShelle Salinas, Houston Auto Show. And I'm not even going to say anything, but I'm just going to let you go ahead and just take it from here.
Well, thank you. Good morning, guys.
And good morning.
I'm excited to be talking with you because we haven't been able to speak for a while because I haven't had any news to share. But I'm so excited to come on today and let you know that we're going to have a summer edition of the Houston Auto Show.
We're all applauding here in the studio.
The world debut of this.
Yes. So here,
That's right, the first ever.
Yeah, so you're hearing this first today here on the In Wheel Time Show, that we're going to have a Houston Auto Show. When is it?
It's going to be May 19th through the 23rd, so we're still going to have a 5-day event. It is going to be a limited, specifically curated number of vehicles there. Things will be spaced out. We can't get all the manufacturers within the NRG Center at this time because the rodeo is still going to be using a portion of the venue. So we've got to share that space this year and have a little bit of a smaller show. But we're still excited to be able to put everything on and actually, you know, even though COVID is still around and people are taking precautions and we will still require a lot of safety precautions at the event, we're really excited about the number of manufacturers we'll have, that you'll still be able to get inside and really be around all of the vehicles. We'll still have some test drive opportunities.
Oh, good.
So it's going to be a good summer auto show.
So who, well, let's see. What question am I going to ask
so
first?
Many questions.
So are you going to limit the number of people that actually get into the show?
Well, the venue and the county has some stipulations on that. And so, yes, but knowing our attendance in the past, I don't think we'll have a point in time that we'll actually need to limit the number of attendees.
Okay.
So we can have about roughly a little over 4,000 people in the venue at any one time.
That's a lot.
Because people come in and out, that is a lot of people. So the only time we really need to be concerned about that and really monitor it will be on the weekend, on those busy Saturday and Sunday. So we're really going to encourage attendance, Wednesday, Thursday, or Friday this year for sure.
So you said you're going to have test drive opportunities available for attendees. What is that? The indoor or the outdoor test drive stuff?
So we won't have space for the indoor lounge this year. So we'll just have some select options in the front of the building. I know the Salinas group will have some of their vehicles out. We'll have Ford and Subaru for sure doing test drives, and we will still have Camp Jeep and the Ram Track indoors.
And
good.
Yeah, and that is such a popular event there at Houston Auto Show, whether it's the outside test drives, but really Camp Jeep and the Ram experience is pretty awesome. Those are so much fun, and you can just see people waiting in line. The lines are going to be even longer this year because they're going to have to be 6 feet apart.
Right, and they've gotten very smart and innovation for how they can manage that too. So you can register in advance when you get to the show, so you don't have to stand in that line spaced out as well. So we're not taking up too much space and keeping people all in the same group.
Oh, okay.
And there'll be some new innovative ways that they're getting people in and out of those vehicles and making sure everything is sanitized and wearing masks with those professional drivers in that Camp Jeep experience.
So how did all of this come about? I mean, I know that when we originally talked late last fall, it didn't look like it was going to happen. And, all I can think of is that clearly something happened. And I thought it was pretty interesting that, the governor lifted the mask mandate just recently, and now I'm hearing that, is it going to be a ball game up in Arlington Stadium where it's going to be open Everybody is more than welcome to come for a couple of days during opening weekend up there, and things are starting to open up. Do you have any concerns, RoShelle? And how did this all come about?
So when we decided that we were not going to safely be able to conduct the January event, we canceled. And we sat back and said, okay, we'll just wait a year. The venue came to us and said, hey, we think we might be able to do May. And there's some dates in May open. We'll give you these dates, and you can start planning for that. So we're like, great, let's start planning. So we start planning, and then the rodeo announces, we're not doing our event in March. We're going to move it to May. So then the rodeo took our dates, and we're like, okay, canceled again. Let's just sit back and start planning for 22. And then when the rodeo canceled again in May and is just going to be hosting the livestock auctions, the venue called again and said, okay, do you want these dates back? So we have been planning this auto show in less than 3 months, and it's going to be, different. We're not going to have the preview night. We're not going to have some of our ancillary activities that we usually have. It's just going to be that consumer 5-day public event. And so we're excited to, come back and forth, be a little schizophrenic in our planning, but we're excited to be able to, welcome everyone back to the auto show again. And concerns, I think, we're really getting to a point with, especially in late May, that so many people will be vaccinated or have the antibodies. So culturally, I know people are really ready to get back into events.
Amen.
So we just have to do what we can to reduce any risk and still ask people to wear their masks, still do temperature checks and health screenings as we can when, people arrive at the event. So I don't feel much concern for that. I think the people that want to come and feel healthy enough to be at the event will attend. And those that feel still at risk will decide to stay home, and we hope to see them in January.
How in the world did you manage to get the manufacturers on the phone and say, guess what?
We're back on.
We're back.
Well, that part of their divisions of the manufacturers, the auto show department, they still want to keep their jobs and continue to be in business, as well as all of the exhibitors that set up the auto show. So this is, it's as much about selling cars and getting back into the groove of events and people being able to gather as it is keeping business and industry going.
Yeah.
And, being able to provide jobs for the product specialists and these exhibit houses. This is part of what this first step into a limited event really is.
Well, hopefully, given it's a May show, maybe you'll get some 22 previews as well.
Well, I'm really excited. We got
I see that grin.
This week that we will definitely have the Ford Bronco.
Oh, wow.
It was already planned to be at the rodeo. And so now that the rodeo is not happening, we get to have the Bronco. And we will have the Jeep Wagoneer and the new electric Jeep Wrangler.
How exciting is that?
I'm telling you.
Yeah.
And also, something brand new from Kia is most likely going to be there. So we're still going to have those latest, greatest vehicles that are coming out.
So when we walk in the door, are we going to notice anything drastically different?
I think you will, because only about half the brands are going to be there, being honest and transparent. So that is going to be different. It is going to be a reduced space, so you won't see the indoor ride and drive lounge. But I think when you first walk in the door, you're still going to see Ford there. You're still going to have Camp Jeep and the Ram Track in the back. There is going to be a limited number of the aftermarket exhibitors because, sadly, a lot of those just don't have the finances or the staff to be able to attend an event just yet.
Right.
They're still recovering. So that will be a bit different. But other than that, being able to sit inside each vehicle, really look it over, talk to the product specialists, all of those essence of the auto show will still remain.
So my guess is that there won't be many Mexican vacations for you between now and May 23rd.
No, I'm not going on any vacations.
Well, because I would imagine that since this is, typically you would have almost an entire year
to prepare,
yeah.
And now you've only had a couple of months so far.
That's right. So, yeah, there's a lot of planning going into to cramming into 3 months.
Well, and then the off again.
And
Go ahead.
a lot of new things that we have to think about. So all tickets will be online, and if you show up to the show without a ticket, you'll have to purchase your ticket with a QR code. There won't be box offices. So, learning and implementing those new technologies also in these 3 months is definitely a challenge, but something I think we've all learned in this past year is you've got to have hustle and just dive right in. And that's what we're doing to be able to make this show happen.
Well, when we first learned about this, I know that Mike had been talking to you, and Mike and I had been talking as well, and what we can do because of other commitments that we've got. And I told Mike, I said, why don't we try and do a Friday show with her? And it'll be new for us to do an actual Friday show because we've already got a Saturday show planned, and it'll be an extra bonus that we can start promoting that we're going to do a Friday show from the car show. From, I don't know, I guess have we officially decided that it's going to be noon to 3? Or I don't know yet. But at any rate, we're going to do a show specifically for the Houston Auto Show, which we typically do on our Saturday, but it's going to be on a Friday, and I thought that would be pretty cool for us. It'll be a first for us, kind of like this new format that you've got for this particular year, the downsize, and I just think that it will be really neat for us to be there on a Friday.
Yeah, absolutely. I'm excited to have you guys out on a Friday for you to, see that crowd and be able to invite everyone out for the weekend too.
Yeah,
absolutely.
So as soon as you get some commercials together, or you give me some copy, you let me know and we'll start running them.
Well, we just approved some of that creative yesterday, so we'll be on the lookout soon for all of our marketing because now we've got to ramp things up pretty quickly.
Yes.
Yeah, because a lot of people need to know, like what you're talking about, how to get the tickets. That's going to be very different for a lot of people.
Is the price going to be the same?
Actually, we're most likely reducing the ticket price this year to $12.
Wow.
And the children under 6 will be free, but it'll be a one ticket price only, $12 for everyone.
Got it.
That's a steal.
Simple.
Yeah. That's good. And I, to be honest with you, just off the top of my head, those manufacturers that are not going to show up, I don't know I guess some will be missed, but you're going to have the big players there like you have in the past, and I would imagine that those players are the ones that probably sell the most cars anyway.
Right. Well, and I'll say that the ones that are not going to be there, they're all for making different reasons, but part of it is that's just COVID safety, and they have people traveling from all over the country to be able to participate in our show, which makes it very complicated for them to attend. And then second, just with everything that has happened, there's big inventory issues, and being able to have vehicles that they wanted to show and display at the show is very challenging. And we're seeing that with a number of brands. Also, there's a big microchip for the computer in the vehicle problem, so they can't get the vehicles. It contributes to that inventory issue. So some of the brands that will be there, you'll see that it's actually the dealer body group representing them from our Houston market, and we're so glad to have their support because all of what we do as the Houston Auto Show funds the Houston Auto Dealers Association, which is everything we give back to the community through scholarships, the motorist assistance program for free roadside assistance, technician training, all of the things we do in the community. So it's really a great show of support when those dealer bodies are stepping up and setting up displays at the auto show instead of those OEMs for this particular summer event.
And the first thing that comes to mind is the fact that most people that attend the auto show, and including us, we really don't realize and think about all of the things that Houston Automobile Dealers Association does behind the scenes. And, to put on the Houston Auto Show once a year, there's a tremendous amount of work. And not only that, but, you've got your own full-time staff there that you work on this show all year round, kind of like the rodeo does. They've got a full-time staff, right, even though that the rodeo is only 3 weeks out of the year. It takes a lot of effort to put on a show.
Yeah, it does. It takes a full team and lots of planning and coordination. And, like you said, we're a nonprofit, and what other nonprofits have fundraising events, and they have galas and balls and auctions. The Houston Auto Show is our gala and ball. It is our fundraiser for the Houston Auto Dealers Association. So it's that's why it is so important for us to have this summer event, even if it is a limited edition.
Well, speaking of that, let's shift gears for just a minute and ask you, how are the dealers doing? I know that car sales actually started picking up at the beginning of the year, and it's going gangbusters, but like you mentioned, there are some real obstacles, and mainly inventory is the biggest one.
Yeah, it's been very interesting with the car dealer business, and they're so fluid and, just they have learned to operate very lean. And, that happened back in 2008 with the market crash. And so they really took some learned lessons there and got successfully through this COVID scenario as best as they could. And sales have been good, like you said. And if they weren't in new cars, they're in used car sales. Used car sales have also been really phenomenal for the dealers. But now we are facing and really seeing that lag in manufacturing, where the manufacturers had to stop to make ventilators or PPP products. And with, all of the export issues, we've seen an inventory issue being a really big deal. And I mean, you can drive by a dealership and see that their lots are not
of space
as full as they usually are.
And with Houston being such a truck-centric market, when Ford and General Motors are having to shut down pickup truck production because of chip availability, that's painful. But I'm real glad to see the dealers jump back in and push the Houston Auto Show and support it on their own, where some of the manufacturers couldn't. That's great. That shows how much value they see in the show.
Absolutely, and we're really proud of that. And yeah, but the consumer demand for buying vehicles is definitely there. If it's through the stimulus checks or they're the essential employees, people still want to buy new cars.
And they're supposed to be getting checks this weekend.
Woohoo!
That's right. So we'll see another uptick in sales.
So, RoShelle, I would imagine that, with this big push behind the Houston Auto Show and making this thing happen, that you've done a lot of research in the number of people that come to the show and why they come to the show. Do you see that the actual need, the want, the pent-up demand for people getting out, for one, and to going to a new car show, do you see that has actually increased or remained the same? What are your thoughts on that?
Well, over the last couple of years, it's been a small but steady increase of attendance to the auto show, and definitely people wanting that consumer experience of being able to compare right there on the show floor. And I think coming out of COVID, just from a pure example, the Oklahoma City Auto Show happened last week. And they were really, kind of like, what's going to happen? Are people going to show up? Are they going to wear their masks? How is it going to turn out? And they were extremely pleased. They had an increase of attendance. People wanted to be at the show, and the majority of people wore their masks. And when asked to put them back on, they did so. So it's really inspiring to hear that, and it makes me feel really good about what our show can be in the next 2 months, especially in May when things continue to improve.
Well, I'm sure that the city and the county are going to ask that everybody wear their mask at your show, because I know that from being in the news business that both the mayor and the county judge, they're not really too thrilled about the releasing of the mask mandate. But on the other hand, too, the governor is leaving it up to the cities and the counties to put their own restrictions in place, and I think that it's important, and I think that also that I think most people have gotten used to it now, and it's really not that big of a deal. You want me to wear the mask? Sure, no problem.
And that's what we hope the behavior will be, too, because, yes, we're still going to ask people to wear their masks. And, it's not just for everyone's safety. It's because those are the rules, and we want to stay in business.
Right.
We want to make sure that we have a successful event and that everyone is there successfully.
And
so, it's not much to ask to be able to do that.
And it's not like we don't know how to do it. We haven't been doing it for a year, so
you don't need a lesson.
It's really not that big a deal at this point. Especially getting in a crowd of, so many people you don't know. It just makes sense.
Well, and I watch my granddaughters, which are teenagers. To them, it's no big deal. I mean, they don't balk about it. They just pick it up and they go.
Yeah.
And
my
I think
3-year-old is the same.
Exactly.
We can hear him in the background.
I'm sorry.
Oh, zooming at home is so much fun.
Well, at least he's not walking guy in his diaper at it.
Me neither.
Yeah, Jeff's not either.
That's
So
the reason Jeff's in the corner.
That's why we've got that to be thankful for. So when do tickets go on sale?
That's a good question. I think it's going to be about the first week of May. We'll have tickets on sale via Ticketmaster, and then when you show up at the show, you can buy them using a QR code. So please bring your phone. Don't forget your credit card. Make sure you know your credit card number. That is probably my biggest fear of the learning curve of people buying tickets by QR code. But anyone that's gone to a restaurant in the last 9 months has learned how to use a QR code.
Right.
So I have faith, and we'll have support teams there to walk people through the process if we need it.
Well, and that'll be the thing, because there will be some people that are going to need some help. I mean, they may can do the QR code, but
Don Armstrong is going to need some help.
How do I put my credit card in through the QR code? Yeah, it'll be interesting.
So I assume that HoustonAutoShow.com is going to have all of that information. You're going to update that as to when the tickets will be available and all that sort of stuff.
Yes, I would say be patient. We're still updating it because like I said, we're cramming everything into such a short time frame, and things are changing every single day, every minute. So we'll start really updating that, as well as our social media pages. So make sure you follow us on Facebook and Instagram, and we'll have updates about the show and things that you'll be able to expect to see, a list of our manufacturers that are supporting us, and all of that soon to come.
We're just thrilled to have you back.
Yeah, exactly. Are we on the PR list for you to send out the news releases and that sort of stuff?
Absolutely.
Okay, so we'll be able to pass that along to our viewers, our listeners as well. Okay, so $12 tickets, May 19th through the 23rd. May 19th through the 23rd. Houston Auto Show is back, baby. Woo-hoo. We're all excited, and I know you are too, because we're all excited that things are finally coming back. It's such a relief to know that I'll be able to do something. I'm so tired of sitting at home.
You'll be able to go to the show. Yeah, you'll be able to go to the show. We still haven't figured out if you can do anything.
That's true.
He's got to get those red pumps waxed.
That's right. I'll be sitting.
Out of the closet.
Sitting in the lobby like a bowl of Jell-O out there. Yeah, exactly. Well, RoShelle, it's always great to talk to you. Thanks so much for taking the time to join us today. I know you got family obligations, and it's really appreciative that you take the time for our little old show here in Houston, Texas. By the way, celebrating our 10th anniversary. Just wanted you to know that.
Thank you, and congratulations. I appreciate you guys always supporting us and being a part of our story.
Well, we love you and everybody involved with the show, and we're really looking forward to it. And we will talk to you before the show once again.
And we've got your Facebook page on our Facebook page as well, so we've shared it.
Thank you.
You're welcome.
Thank you. Talk to you later, hon. RoShelle Salinas, Houston Auto Show. Hey, it's time now for, are you ready?
No.
You're not ready yet.
No.
How come we're not ready yet? Because, they've got to make the switch. So Jeff's got to pass. It's a complicated thing.
It's called hand me that.
Yeah. So you wonder why we've all got laptops here, and I've actually got an audio console over here, because each of us have our own little thing that we have to do during the show. Mr. Mars is the Zoom guy. Conrad, we're still not sure what he does. But he looks like he's busy.
I keep myself busy.
He's our technical geek.
Yeah, he does all the Facebook and the social media stuff.
I need an assistant in my contract for the 11th year.
And you know what? You've got a granddaughter, and she needs to come up here and help Grandpa.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right.
And his friends.
That's right. All right, time now for our pre-owned car. No, we're gonna wait on that, because we have to do the racing count. We've already done the racing count.
We did the racing earlier.
Here,
Did you forget your Prevagen this week?
No, I didn't, because we did it out of order, because we were looking for something to fill the time. So we did that. All right, so time now for the pre-owned car of the week. And Mr. Dziekan over there is going to talk about the 2018 Mini Cooper.
2018 Mini Cooper. It's a base model. The model is available at the base, the S, the John Cooper Works, the 2-door hardtop, the 4-door hardtop, and a 2-door convertible. So you've got all that listed in it. It is the base model that we're doing right now. It is a subcompact 4-passenger vehicle. Exterior features, obviously you've got the chrome accents around the grille. You've got the nice spoked wheels. You can have some racing stripes on it if you wish. Two-tone yellow paint, in this case on the bottom side, and you've got the color, different color top roof. Chrome accents, like I said. You got color bumper fascias. You've got lip spoilers, if you so desire, fog lamps, heated exterior mirrors, interior highlights, and we're going to kind of roll through this with the pictures there.
And a surprisingly large interior in the Mini Cooper. I mean,
Yes.
I'm actually comfortable in the
You're
inside of
you're
one
getting
of those.
ahead.
No. Well, we're fine. And you can see the styling. It is, and of course, it's got a large door. You have large doors also for the access egress in the vehicle. Here we go on the interior. You've got steering wheel pod mounted controls. You've got a CD player, 6 speakers, power door locks, telescoping wheel. Everything's mounted in there. It's got a nice little pod that you see there, which is
I like the round pod.
I do as well.
Very, very much of a signature piece for the Minis.
Well, in the very beginning, it was
Mirror on the wall. Who's the fairest of them? It kind of looks like that, doesn't it?
Exactly.
and get your little doggy too.
That's a different. That's a different.
It's a different witch.
But in the very beginning, the pod was just the speedometer in the very, very beginning. So I think that's pretty cool. Power seats, cruise control, everything's mounted there, either in that slight pod hand gesture away. Good seating on that. This happens to be the just a cutaway of it, and
what a fun car!
Oh yeah,
it is. It is a fun little car. It's like a go-kart.
Yep.
Like a little go-kart with doors.
They handle pretty well.
Absolutely. It's a 2-liter inline 4-cylinder direct injection. Horsepower is 189 horsepower at 4,700 RPM. Torque is 207 foot-pounds of torque at 1,250.
Now, the John Cooper Works option, it bumps it up a little bit.
Turbo.
Yes, it does.
They put a turbo on it.
There is a turbo, and then in some cases you can get a twin turbo, but that's down the road for more of a racing because it's and I've got it listed here that you can get a twin turbo option in it. But a 6-speed overdrive transmission in a manual, which I think is very cool. City rating is 28 miles per gallon. Highway's 38, combined 32. But if you're using it like a go-kart, you could probably get you can get a little more, a little less, depending on how you drive it, obviously. 0 to 60 in 6.1 seconds at 153 mile per hour top speed rating on it. It's got an 11.6 gallon gas tank. Go-kart feel. Small in traffic, and especially here in Houston, you got the big trucks. And you got
let's look at the logos.
What can you tell us about the logos?
We're getting there in just a second, but they average between $21,000 and $36,000, depending on if you get the John Cooper or the base model.
And that's used.
And that's used right around 42,000 miles. But yeah, they're popular. You do see them. It is what it is so far as a little car. But getting to this picture, the logos were developed in 1959 as a result of the gas crisis that wreaked havoc on the automobile industry. The Mini Cooper has been a staple of efficiency in small packages. Of course, the three main design elements of the Mini Cooper logo are wings, the circle, and the word Mini.
But I see Austin on there. Is that Austin, Texas?
Austin Healy in Austin back in the day, where the Cooper was
as Mini has gone through different associations with manufacturers.
Exactly, it's sort of like the parents and then the children and then the cousins and so on as it goes. They're like the family tree.
Because the family tree now for Mini, the foundation of that tree is BMW.
Correct, and we're about to say that since the Mini and the Mini Cooper logo became part of BMW, the brand and Mini emblem were redesigned and given the new life and popularity. So once they got on board with BMW, the popularity of Mini, plus in the States, they've got their own independent dealerships and so on. But just like the word represents, the font in the Mini is written in the middle of the emblem. It is reliable, minimalist. That's the word. Effective and completely unostasious.
Anastasius. I'll have to look that one up. That one would pass me.
Is that kind of like
Anna who?
On account of
yeah. What was
on
that?
account of I don't understand.
What was that thing with the Three Stooges?
Onomatopoeia.
Whatever that. Sorry.
The end.
Hey, the In Wheel Time Car Show streams on Facebook, YouTube, at InWheelTime.com. Podcasts available on Apple Podcasts, Spotify, Stitcher Radio, iHeart Podcast, TuneIn, Google Podcasts, Pandora, Amazon, and Podcast Addict. The In Wheel Time Car Show continues right after this quick break. Stay with us. Tailpipes and Tacos is Houston's premier cruise-in, and you're invited to join in. Whether you're a cruiser or spectator, Tailpipes and Tacos is the place to enjoy made-to-order breakfast tacos, fresh coffee, and mingle with Houston's fun car people. Mark your calendar for Saturday, March 20th for Tailpipes and Tacos at the Lupi Tortilla Mexican Restaurant in Katy, 8 a.m. to 11 a.m. Tailpipes and Tacos is free, and everyone is invited. You'll see collector cars, hot rods, customs, magnificent originals, and resto mods, all at one location. Cars from all over Southeast Texas cruise in and show off at a friends and family event at the Lupi Tortilla Mexican Restaurant on the Grand Parkway at Kingsland Boulevard, just south of I-10 in Katy. Drag racer, car enthusiast, and Lupi founder Stan Holt brings you Houston's hottest cruise-in, Tailpipes and Tacos, Saturday, March 20th, 8 a.m. to 11 a.m. at Lupi's in Katy. The In Wheel Time Car Show will be there too. Get your ride ready, and we'll see you at the Tailpipes and Tacos Saturday morning cruise-in, March 20th, 8 to 11 a.m. at Lupi's in Katy, weather permitting. Is your business or company looking to stand out in a crowded advertising market? Looking to reach the real auto enthusiast? Well, you found it. You're listening or watching In Wheel Time, and so are your fellow enthusiasts. The In Wheel Time Car Show now reaches 500,000, and we can put together a marketing plan that will engage them in your product, business, or service. To get the tires rolling, just shoot us an email to our marketing director, Jeff Dziekan. His address is jeff@inwheeltime.com. That's it for this podcast episode of the In Wheel Time Car Show. I'm Don Armstrong, inviting you to join us for our live show every Saturday morning, 8 to 11 a.m. Central on Facebook, YouTube, Twitch, and our InWheelTime.com website. Podcasts are available on Apple Podcasts, Spotify, Stitcher, iHeart Podcast, Podcast Addict, TuneIn, Pandora, and Amazon Music. Keep listening, and we'll see you soon.